I'm back. And I don't know how to say this in less than 6 or 7 minutes, so there it is. Either you bear with me or you don't. I know all about shrinking attention spans, and I have no idea what to do about it. All right, my little bunnies. I'm still obsessed with changing the way liberals look and sound because fascism is coming back strong all over the world, and if that isn't terrifying you, it should be. It's sure as hell terrifying me, obviously. Getting the guy in the VFW bar in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan's vote. Do not forget, 6 million of these guys voted for Obama and then turned around and voted for Trump. Because the people who are supposed to represent me look, let's face it, weak on the small screen. And I'm talking about the men, their faces, their voices. This has been true for most of my life. I mean, Adlai Stevenson, for crying out loud, if anybody remembers who he is. Good guy, but damn, it seems like the women on my side of the aisle are the only ones with balls. So I'm just having a thought about an imaginary State of the Union address by Biden in the midst of the Ukraine war. Suppose he said something like this. You ready? All right. Our country has not been, shall we say, perfect in its history. Slavery is an institution long after the rest of the civilized world had moved on. Smallpox blankets and massacres of Native American women and children of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We could have demonstrated the bomb on an uninhabited island, but not us. 100,000 civilians, women and children, vaporized in seconds. Any of you little bunnies remember the Support Our Boys rallies in the Vietnam days? 2 million Vietnamese civilians, women and children, killed, napalmed, so that we wouldn't have to fight the commies in California. They're having the same Support Our Boys rallies now in Russia. Did you know that? 250,000 civilians killed in Iraq because some clowns somehow connected Saddam Hussein to the World Trade Center. My point is, we did these things. Remember, this is Biden talking in my imagination. We, the Americans, the good guys, us. My point, my fellow Americans, is that we're the relatively good guys these days and that we have to keep on trying to be better and better. That's all. That's the State of the Union address in my imagination. So what do you think the reaction to a speech like that might be? A couple of seconds of crickets, sure. Maybe the ever-so-butch Mr. Jim Jordan standing up, flexing his forearms and shouting, "Liar!" But what do you think the reaction might be in college-educated suburbs all over this country? I don't know. But I think it would all hinge on Biden's or whoever's delivery, the ability to show strength and anger and, well, wisdom. Please look at John Tester and John Fetterman if you want to know what I'm talking about here. Versus the Kumbaya White Sox and Birkenstocks thing that's killing the left in Great Britain. I'll tell you one thing, though. Rabbit ears would be perking up. Of that, I am sure. I mean, look, what am I, a genius? I'm a goddamn rabbit, for Christ's sake. You're telling me that among all the best and brightest hanging around in the Oval Office, the idea of just telling the truth has never occurred to anybody? All right, bottom line, my opinion, you look them in the eye and you tell them your truth, and they might just decide to vote for you because they trust you personally, and maybe because they feel like they're looking at a leader leading, telling them something that hadn't occurred to them before. I mean, the humans. It's true that there are neo-Nazis in the Ukraine, and it's not so hard to understand that Putin really doesn't want NATO missiles on his borders. It's true that Putin is a murderous sociopath. A lot of people like that in the, shall we say, upper echelons of the humans. Always have been. It's true that Ukrainians elected an apparently smart and brave Jewish comedian as a leader. It's true that Winston Churchill was a right-wing racist. I mean, the humans, what can you say? That the fault, Horatio, is not in our stars, but in ourselves? Somebody said that already. All right, look, I'm tired. I can't stop smoking cigarettes, but that's a personal problem. I do, however, expect that I'll be having these little fireside chats with you bunnies increasingly going forward, and that might be a good thing, especially for me. Okay, bye.